Well, hey everyone. Thanks for joining today's session live. We're going to be talking about IT Nation Pitch It. And really, it's are you ready to showcase your software innovation? Before we begin, let us know where you're from in the comments on the below, and who has actually been in IT Nation, who knows kind of what Pitch It is. I'm just curious about, what you guys have seen. Just leave a few seconds for some comments here. Awesome. We got some California people joining, some New York people. IT Nation Connect last year was pretty awesome. And that's where I kind of first learned about Pitch It. So excited for see what's going on this year. Well, my name's Adam Belansky, and I am CEO of Sierra Pacific Group. And we work with technology business leaders who are willing to invest in their success and embrace change, right? Part of what we do is ensuring the tools that you use in everyday business, such as ConnectWise, are integrated into your processes efficiently and is scalable, right? And for the next 30 minutes or so, we're going to be sharing a few things about IT Nation Pitch It that might interest you if you're a software developer or you have an idea that needs some traction. And there's going to be some prizes that are going to be awarded in IT Nation Connect. It's really, really awesome. This is really made for, those, whether you're an existing company, new to the marketplace. And I'd like to actually introduce Sean Lardo onto our call here. And Sean, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Adam? I'm great. How are you, man?
Doing all right.
Hi.
Traveling.
Yeah, where are you located? I'm tired of fall. Actually, before I even say that, I'm very envious because I see your pictures, like you and the wife, and like you seem to be having a great life. And I'm very envious because you're everywhere and doing really like rock star things. So where are you today?
I am in San Diego today. I'm down here meeting up with my EO forum mates and just growing and learning all about how to be a better CEO, right?
Nice. Uh, I think that's what we're all trying to do, actually. We're all trying to figure out how to be better, whether it's a CEO or a developer, a sales rep, a janitor. I don't know. I think we're all trying to figure out a way to perfect our craft.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and it's down here. With I travel a lot with Nicole, and you guys see pictures of various different meals and so forth, and I enjoy that. But there's a lot of work in the background that happens, and it's just there is a lot of things that we work on, and one of these things is just working with ConnectWise. There's a lot of things I do with ConnectWise, IT Nation Share, Evolve, and so forth. So we're really excited about all those things. So
Absolutely. And I've, I've been in this space for a long time, obviously, but ConnectWise, new to ConnectWise, but worked alongside of ConnectWise forever. And during the course of all this time, thanks, Keith. Thank you, Keith, for already starting on the chat for us. Don't worry, Adam. Now that Keith is part of your ConnectWise Boss group, you're probably going to see a lot of stuff from him. He's in California, also. Go figure.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but being around all this time, I've had the ability to see a lot with ConnectWise, with partners, and I've heard actually a lot of good things about you and your group as well. So, it's nice to be able to actually start doing stuff with you.
Oh, yeah. Well, we run a community ConnectWise boss. I don't know if anybody knows that we are the ConnectWise bosses. So, Sierra Pacific Group, we love that name, and I'm curious on a couple of things. I only am aware of Pitch It because I learned about it last year just briefly and seeing
Sure.
awards getting sent out and seeing it on main stage. What is Pitch It?
That's a great question. So, in a nutshell, to keep it simple, this is what Pitch It is given the ability for. I use the word startup company. I'm using it lightly because it's not necessarily even startup companies because you've been around long enough to know that you have 25-year-old startup companies. And people say startup, they think it's like a 6-month, like they're in Silicon Valley and they just put together some money and they started creating something and selling or whatever, right? So, it's more geared towards, startups in the SMB market as well, for companies that are intertwined within the ConnectWise community, the ecosystem, the ConnectWise economy, which is a big part of this, And what we did was everybody's watched Shark Tank, right? They've all seen Shark Tank, and this is a Shark Tank concept, but with a little bit of a spin on it too for this time. We want to make sure we address some very pivotal points. And ConnectWise, it's actually written on the website. Talking about doubling down, they made a substantial investment. We've made a substantial investment in getting this done because we focused on the areas that and this is according even to the SBA of why businesses fail, and not startups, but the SMB businesses at large fail. You have approximately there's a 90% failure rate on SMBs, which is huge. Now it's not 90% in the first year, but overall 90% will fail. One of the biggest failures is, they just they misread the market, or, and that's about 42% of them that fail for that. They also, or run out of funding. A lot of them put their own money into this sometimes, or use their own money to support this if they don't get somewhere they need to get to start generating revenue. So, and beat by competition even. So it was very important for us to, when we did this, to address some of these points. Oh my, I'm on this by myself, so I'm just going to talk.
Just keep talking.
But yeah, so what we've done is we spun this a little bit, and we've, again, back to the doubling down aspect. We turned it. When you watch Shark Tank, they show up to Shark Tank on that day and they pitch, right? They just pitch what they do, and the sharks say, we love it or we don't. It's literally that. Whereas for us, we wanted to make sure we invested into these vendors. We're looking for these vendors to come in, and we already acknowledge the fact that they may have some hiccups or they may have some gaps. So we're putting them through a 16-week accelerator program where we're actually getting cameo coaches, which are people that are really large within the industry and within different sectors of it, whether it be sales, marketing, operations, technology, integrations, whatever it may be, to actually give them training and help them to understand what they can do to improve. Along that, though, we start them off with what's called a modes assessment, which is something we give to all of our MSP partners. And I'm sure you may have seen this being involved with Evolve in regards to just like having these MSPs do these assessments to figure out where they are as far as a business is concerned. So again, it's all about making sure we address their needs, help train them, develop them, and make them successful in the future. And obviously, we want to be as successful as possible within the ConnectWise economy, but successful at large as a business. So, and just to add caveat to this is they're going to get free training from leaders of the space of all different varieties, but also the finalists, the winner. We'll select 3 finalists that actually get to pitch at IT Nation Connect, which will be in front of a large crowd, and it'll be promoted from ConnectWise, so they get tons of exposure. Okay. And last but not least, they actually win money. First place winner, $70,000. That is really treated as an investment from ConnectWise. It's not just like prize money, like, hey, good luck, see you later, but actually helping them to understand how to deliver this and use it.
Awesome. That's fantastic. So where can somebody apply? Is it just PitchIT.com, or where can they go?
Well, I can definitely throw the link into the site or onto the chat here. But if you go onto connectwise.com/the IT Nation /PitchIT. Now that's long, so I'll put that link in the chat at some point there. Okay. Yeah, they can go right on there. We've already had a good bit. Oh, hey, Marnie. We already have had a good bit of people apply so far, but I want to stress, because the questions have already come to me since we announced this last week, like what size of companies, again, SMB, and that's what a lot of these guys come in as. We're looking for them to be incubated. We're looking to help them develop and grow. So, and if you look at according to and this is for you, Marnie, I'm saying specifically to you, Marnie, if you look at the SBA, the standard number that they talk about for these small to medium-sized businesses is anywhere from 500 employees and below. So we'll just go with that because I think that's a very easy assessment.
Awesome. And I just actually tagged the link right down in our little window here.
I saw this thing. I know. You can also put on so for everybody watching and for later, I will give credit to Adam. He's learned this on the fly, how to use StreamYard. Doing a fantastic job. But also for later reference, you can create a banner. So
sweet. Okay.
Don't start trying to do that now. Just don't do it now.
Yeah. No. Now I might boot you from the video feed, right? So, right. I initially thought that PitchIT was all about kind of just the innovation, right? And
Sure.
now I hear kind of it's more involved. It's, which is fantastic. It sounds like there's this 16-week accelerator program. You want to just talk about that briefly?
Sure. So, and let's go back to yes, it is innovative. It is about innovation, right? And innovation comes in many forms. I think that when we use the word innovation or innovative in general, especially in our space, it comes down to who got really good technology, who developed some really cool app or widget or whatever, right? And over the last several years, I think it's really focused and it's really pushed on like the cybersecurity element because of the everything that's occurred, right? But innovation comes in multiple ways, and this is something that's I want to stress is that we're looking for every and any company that supports this ConnectWise economy, that supports our partners, that works within the ConnectWise environment, that can integrate and make things easier. Because if the goal for us is to make sure that we can make it work for the vendor, along with making it work for the partner. Last year ConnectWise put out the 3 promises. Easier to do business with, even more invested in the partner growth, and more innovation and faster. What a great way to stage this, the innovation aspect to start with, by really pushing this format, this PitchIT program, because it gets companies out in the open that may not have been out in the open, that are building innovative ways to solve the new modern day problems. So that is important to understand. So it's all sectors we're looking at, whether it's documentation or it's cybersecurity or it's management or whatever it may be. It really doesn't matter. We're looking for them all. It's whatever's going to make it easier to do business for the partners and for us. Okay. But yeah, that's it as a whole. Now, as far as the 16-week accelerator program is concerned, again, this is an investment from us to the vendors. It's going around with assessing where they are and giving them and finding the gaps and help them to improve and prepare. The goal for this, for us, at least for the PitchIT program itself, is to equip these companies to be ready to try to become one of the 3 finalists that can present at IT Nation Connect, right? So we want and help them to, and we want them to have success in the long run, because yes, Keith, making them market mature is absolutely correct. Because a lot of them don't understand what they're missing. Matter of fact, Marnie's on here, and we're very good friends, and we've been friends for years now. And when she was getting into this, Marnie's a freaking brilliant person on all kinds of things, and everything we've talked about. She asked me for some advice a long time ago. She's taken what I've given her, and she's making it 10 full times better. And she wasn't aware. She didn't know what she didn't know because she was never in that world. And that happens for all of us. So again, we're talking about having these cameo coaches that are, again, they are figureheads of companies. They are thought leaders. They are practitioners. They're here to teach them. And our group, ConnectWise group itself, is here to teach and now help them navigate through the marketplace as well, how to leverage us and become more successful. And you of anybody definitely know something about leveraging us to generate business.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And there was something that resonates kind of while you're talking about this. I was kind of thinking about, my business and the community as a whole. And I vaguely also remember Jason kind of really 3 promises he made from the stage, which I think this program really resonates with, right?
Absolutely.
And do you want to talk about those 3 items? Yeah,
absolutely. So again, the more innovation faster, we already discussed that, right? Bringing these companies in to do this, but even more invested in partner growth. So we're making the investment for this to bring more players to the table. It's ConnectWise has a ton of software, a ton of abilities, but we're still one company, and it's not as if we can create something for every single anything of every day, right? There are things that won't be native to us. So an example of investing more and easier to do business, they go kind of hand in hand, is giving you the ability to say, hey, you have an MSP that calls in and says, I already currently use products A, B, and C, but I'm trying to do something like whatever this may be, whatever they're trying to solve. And it may not be native to ConnectWise, but it may be native to, and I'm plugging Marnie again, it may be something that, Lifecycle Insights offers. So why not say, hey, you should probably talk to Marnie, go to our marketplace, check out Lifecycle Insights and see what they're about, because this kind of sounds like this is where you should be. But again, promoting them, getting them in front of partners, so making it easier to work with us. Because again, we're not going to be the end all be all of everything. It's impossible for any company to be that, but we can be the end all be all as far as connecting the dots for people and providing these types of technologies, these types of companies to support the partners in a much better way. And that also leads it easier to do business with in general. You know, I mean, you talk to MSPs on a regular basis. When you talk to MSPs, they're so busy, they don't have time, you know, and they don't always know the right answer. And, you know, the average MSP that looks for things to do, they will look in about 15 or 20 different places to find a solution for their problem, whether it's on Reddit or Discord or Facebook groups like ConnectWise Boss or whatever. They're all over the place, you know, or just regular Googling, you know. If we can be that bridge for their gap, we absolutely want to be.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to actually introduce somebody else, or Sean, have you introduce somebody else, because we actually have last year's PitchIT on this call.
Yeah,
is that right?
Winner, yeah, we absolutely do. I've had the luxury and privilege to work with Gene, and yes, here's Gene Rich from Traceless. Hey, dude.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, guys.
Stop working. Stop working. So yes, I've had the luxury of meeting Gene and working with Gene over the last several weeks. He was last year's PitchIT winner. The company's called Traceless. If you want to find them, it's traceless.io. But yes, hey Gene, what's up, man?
Hey, just having a good day. It's a rainy week in New York, so one that I don't feel bad working all week.
Dude, we're in the Northeast, you and I. Yeah. Adam's over in San Diego or wherever he is, and he's like, you can see the sun coming from the side. You see it there? Yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I like. Yeah, thanks, Adam.
Beach. No beach.
Oh, wait. Where's your beach, Gene? I'm just curious.
Yeah, exactly. Do riverbanks rivers?
So let's start off, Gene. For the masses, please tell everybody who you are.
Yeah,
and tell your story of origination, because I think that's kind of important.
Yeah, sure. So thanks for having me today. My name is Gene Rich, and I've owned an MSP for about 18 years. We've always been an Apple-focused MSP, which is a little bit weird for a lot of traditional MSP owners. And I had been invited to a ConnectWise peer group that was focused on cybersecurity. They called it the CISO think tank. It was a small single org within Evolve. And that eventually ported to a formal cybersecurity advisory council. And, you know, in that we just talked about how MSPs were selling cybersecurity, what tools we were using, where ConnectWise could kind of fill in with resourcing, tools, products, things like that. And we also talked about how MSPs are protecting their own businesses against threats. And I'd always laugh that, like, back in the day, I was like, I don't feel like my email's being backed up and so are my servers. I'm good. I'm protected. And today is a very different story. So that was kind of where I got the impetus to start Traceless with that community. And we launched in 2019 and never really looked back. And I think it really is an interesting thing going from being a business owner in the space to then becoming a software company in the space. It's certainly different, two very different types of businesses.
Yeah, all right. I'm listening.
Fantastic.
I was like, holy hell, Adam, we're gone. You brought us back.
Welcome back.
Yes. So let's talk about your experience with that. I think we find often a lot of MSPs become, not a lot, but there's a good chunk of people with their MSPs that start to solve problems for their existing business, and then they become a vendor by default, right? And then they start realizing there's a realization that occurs that you can actually generate revenue and create a solution for everybody, right? So let's talk a little about Traceless. What was the problem you were solving? How did you get there?
Yeah, so and I always tell this story very honestly, because I think what we're finding is that every MSP is at a different evolution point with their product offering to their customers, right? So on my MSP, I don't think we'll ever be an MSSP. I don't feel bad about that. I think that we are very security minded and we focus on securing our customers in our space. But I'm not going to be a NOC, I'm not hiring engineers to do remediations of breaches. And I think that, like, that being said, internally, every MSP has its own journey as far as like how mature they are in areas of their business, right? Service offering, service delivery, and then also protecting and security practices. And I say that because in my own MSP, we were just emailing passwords to people in ConnectWise Manage. And, that sounds horrible. It is horrible. But like, we didn't have secure email. We didn't resell secure email. We were always a Google shop, and that's a product they recently launched. And like I said before, I didn't think I was a threat, and I'm not saying that negligently or arrogantly. It just wasn't on my purview. And so when I realized that people's tenants of ConnectWise were getting breached through social engineering, and that even support email accounts had been breached through social engineering, I was like, I had a moment of panic, right? And so I said, oh my God, there has to be a tool that makes it very easy and fast to send or receive sensitive information like passwords. And what I found was nothing. There's a lot of ways to skin the cat, so to speak. A lot of people use encrypted email. Some people use MyGlue, right? That's another great option for sharing, or, password tools that allow you to share through portals. But for our workflow, that just didn't make sense, right? And so I said, okay, here's a good opportunity. I'm gonna build something, right? And I had brought it back to that CISO think tank group, and one of our other friends in the group was really struggling with identity verification of service requesters, right? So they had a lot of government DoD contracts, and they were trying to use Duo for verifying people calling in to prevent from phishing, or even like, people at the current company basically asking for changes or on the phone, or not just password changes, right? So at that point, Traceless was born as like this very specific part of a service desk operation, which is verifying requesters for service tickets, and then also sending and receiving sensitive information, and doing it in a way that's like fast and fun. I think that's the other part of Traceless that was from the start. It's hard to manage people, right? It's hard to get people to constantly remember all the things that they need to do when they're trying to just solve tickets and put a smile on for people who are very stressed out and pissed off, maybe. So we launched as a pod application, and at that time, ConnectWise had just launched pods. So
ignore Keith. Adam, please stop giving Keith props in this conversation.
A lot of fans out there for you, Sean. Congrats.
Yeah, I have a lot of fans. This is I got a celebrity in the house.
But I'll tell you what, for both of you guys, Keith is a good guy to know ultimately, just not personally because he's a train wreck. No, he's actually a genius on a lot of things. Cybersecurity is a big part of his life. So probably a good idea at some point. He's not an MSP. He won't say he's an MSP. He's a provider of IT services across the board. He's in charge of all the ports like in California, man. So yeah, he's kind of a big deal. So
is he your daddy?
He's not. Don't even listen to him, Adam. Don't even add to this. All right. Let's just keep that away from it. All right. If he is, he owes a lot of money. So, so let's talk about your experience, Gene, then with, being in PitchIT, because what made you even apply for PitchIT in the first place?
Yeah. So, I mean, my partner, Peter, who's not on this call, is a developer. And so I told him, hey, can you build this for my business? And if it makes sense, maybe we'll make a product, right? And he was, very good at managing my expectations of what it takes to actually move a product from an idea that works for one MSP to a SaaS application, right? There's a lot of lifting in between that concept and actually having a company. And so Peter didn't know anything about the MSP space. And that's kind of where I came from, right? And we're a ConnectWise shop. And I had read about PitchIT. I think it was probably through the Invent program. So again, we launched with ConnectWise as an integration, and we joined the Invent program when we launched, so that we had proper alignment and support for our customers that we were targeting who use ConnectWise Manage.
Okay.
So basically, that's where we heard about PitchIT.
And your experience with PitchIT, and also keep in mind, you sent me your numbers, which I have on my screen on the left side, by the way, over here. So your experience of, being involved in PitchIT. Obviously, we didn't have the accelerator program last year. This is new, which actually, for everybody needs to know, or doesn't even need to know, but everybody wants to know, is that Gene will end up being a coach within this year. He already graciously accepted my request to be a coach. And I couldn't think of a better person to ask, because you've won, so you kind of know the expectations and how you approach. And I think it's something important for everybody else to understand. And to be clear, so everybody understands, PitchIT is great. It's a great program. If you win money and you get tons of accolades and whatnot. But PitchIT is built and designed around teaching you how to pitch your own self, your company, to win deals ultimately.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting perspective, because the acceleration of formalizing the program I feel like was this last year, right? So before, and this is not a knock, it was just like, hey, we have a program, you get prize money, we'll have voting, and that's pretty much what it was, right?
Sure.
And I feel like we had almost a hybrid approach, because it wasn't quite formally an accelerator, but we did have a lot of structured meetings and information that was provided along the way to make sure that we were actually building a good pitch that was compelling. And I think that this was another interesting part of my journey with PitchIT, was that, I have a degree in accounting and computer science, right? And regardless of what you study, doing it like as a business is different. And in fact, like, I didn't really learn anything in college pretty much that I used in my MSP, right? It was just like totally unrelated. And that's just the way it was. I'm okay with it, right? But a lot of the things that were covered in the PitchIT,
down here, when I
audio,
is there echo?
That's gone now. That was me.
Okay, sorry about that.
But, no, that was all me. I'm sorry.
Gosh, dude. Okay, someone heckle Sean again, please, commenters. There you go. Thanks, Steve. So basically, learning to pitch your business is something that was very different than selling an MSP agreement to a small business, right? So I think that experience was a new one for me as an entrepreneur. And that was also very useful to kind of like take that training. So I think that having more resources for everybody who wants to participate is great. Because definitely there were a lot of people who applied, and I think a lot of people who went through the program got a lot out of it, even if they didn't make a finalist or win,
Yep, absolutely. So since then, again, you sent me your numbers. Yep. So I'm looking at your numbers right now. It looks like your overall, in some cases you've quadrupled or even 10 times in impressions and followers and everything else. So were you able to pick up things on how to get to that next level, how to push yourself? And was it, and part of it's you guys, of course, and what you're doing. The other part is leveraging what this is.
Yeah, I think that we had spent as a business so much energy in our first 2 years reinvesting every amount of time and dollars to securing the app and doing investing in scalability in our architecture and making it easy for people to sign up and pay us, right? And so, over the years, we accumulated a good customer base. Winning PitchIT was a very wonderful confirmation from industry leaders that what we are doing is something that other people also feel is very important to the industry. So since then, we've been focusing more on developing marketing and sales, right? Which was kind of like, some people start with like selling, hey, I have this product. And then you sign up, you're like, hey, this product doesn't actually do what you say it's going to do, right? And they're, oh no, we're almost there. We're almost there, right? That's like an extreme example of like very sales-led starting a business, right? Nothing wrong with that, right? We just did it a different way. So now I think we're just catching up on customer acquisition and growth. So part of winning this is like, okay, cool. Let's get our asses in gear and really focus on that. We're ready.
I think I would say a good job. You see, I'm a sales, marketing, and branding guy. That's like my world, right? And I didn't know who you were. I was at IT Nation Connect, and I saw these guys with these ugly clothes on, walking, and looked very comfortable in a lounge, ugly wear. And it was you guys. Yeah, if people didn't see them, they were the ugly hoodie, sweatpants, camouflage looking
Those were
tie-dye.
custom dyed art, Sean.
They were.
I'm just letting you know. Yes, somebody called it woke camo. Like, what are you guys, woke camo? What are you doing over there?
Woke camo is
and I was
pretty
like,
dope.
oh, that's a good one. I didn't think of that one. And I laughed with them. I'm like, yeah, you got me. You know, sure.
You need to make that your hashtag, dude. Like hashtag woke camo. Like woke camo that'd be a new thing, you know. So overall experience was pretty good. Why would you suggest anybody should sign up for PitchIT?
So I think I think that there is the MSP space is a pretty compelling business, right? So there's a lot of players in the space. There's a lot of apps. It's evolving. So I think that from people who are not in the MSP space, it's a different space, but I think it's one that would welcome new apps, right? Innovation, things like that. If you're in the space and thinking about or have an app that you use internally that you want to maybe turn into like a SaaS application, I think the PitchIT process will help you decide if you actually want to do that, right? Because it's tough running two businesses. It's tough running one business. And I'm not trying to give myself props. It's just really like being an owner of a business and then being like, oh yeah, I'll just start a SaaS application. Like, what you learn in this process, I think, helps establish that, right? And you may decide, no, I'm not going to invest all this money building an application. Or you might think, I'm going to go raise money and then do it. Or you're like, hey, I'm right on track. This is great. I'm going to keep pushing forward, right? So I think that if you can get in and get that coaching and awareness within the ConnectWise community, you should. Sean, what does it cost to enter the PitchIT contest?
Zero.
Yeah, $0.
You know what the investment is your time and open-mindedness to learn things and to actually push yourself. But if you're not willing to do those things, you shouldn't start a business anyway, right?
Yeah,
that's even as an MSP. That's any business. If you're not willing to be open-minded and make the investment of time and the open-mindedness to learn and to develop and to all of us here have all done this. Conceptually, everything makes sense, right? I can solve every problem conceptually. Theoretically, I'm amazing. It's until I try to do it, then all of a sudden you have issues, right? You have challenges, you have obstacles, and everybody gets into this. Always does the same thing. Like they all thought they would win. Back to my original stat I discussed. Over 90% of those SMBs fail.
Yeah,
they do.
And I think a lot of owners are typically the ones starting SaaS products in the space. So it's like, you get in it, you're able to keep up with an accelerator and work on your SaaS app and keep your MSP in place, then okay, cool. But that's also just a good gauge of like how much time and energy it might take to do something else.
Yep, I would agree more. Well, okay, so it's funny because I had this conversation with one of my daughters recently. She's 24, and she said, "Hey, I think I want to have a second job. I'm going to work on the weekends and bartend to make some extra money for vacation." I was like, why don't you just perfect your craft of what you're doing? Because she has a good job now. She knows it. Okay, right, Adam? So perfect your craft, right? Perfect your craft and then make more money. And tell your boss, this is why you should pay me more money. And if they don't like that, then find a new job that will, or start your own business that will regardless, right? Start to do that instead. Be worth more in what you're doing instead of trying to add on extra work. Again, she's 24, so being a bartender is fine, whatever, it's perfect for her to go serve drinks, have drinks probably, and have a social life around that too, because that's great at 24. I don't know. I'm in bed early, so there's no way I can bartend anymore. But start perfecting that. So back to your business, I think it's important. You step into that realm when you open your business. Your business is supposed to be providing solutions and finding ways to be the most optimal, the best to work with. And actually, you said something earlier on about easier to buy, easier to pay you to do business with, right?
Yeah, and I think I had kind of forgotten some of the grind, right? So as an MSP owner, I was easy to forget how difficult it was during really hard moments, right? Hey, I am worried about cash flow, or I don't have enough time to make this thing happen I know would be great, or I have to literally do this shit myself again, right? And that grind is a lot, right? So for me, I was also reminded from an idea I thought was great to, hey, yeah, cool. But like execution on a good idea, the execution is actually more important than the good idea, right? And so that was like another reminder that, okay, cool. Like gotta get back to brass tacks here.
Absolutely. Got it. No. Thanks for that. Seriously, I think it's important. I hope that everybody does get out there that has an innovative idea going on, a business they're running and needs the help. You might as well take advantage of it. Even at the worst case scenario, you should at least inquire. You should always inquire to grow your business anyway from every which way you can. There's just another opportunity, another avenue to take to try to grow your business. And we will be promoting all these people. Everybody that's involved that comes in and signs up and becomes a contestant. Not everybody that signs up is going to be a contestant, just so we're clear, because we are going to vet them out. If they can't work well within the ConnectWise economy and they can't be a benefit to our partners, it's not going to work for us. We're here to help to make it more effective for our partners. Our partners work in our environment. They're in our economy. They have to have the ability to work in our economy. So that's extremely important for us. But once we vet everybody out, all the contestants, we will be promoting them to our entire network. People will know you exist. You will be getting access to the marketplace. Oh my goodness, look at that picture.
Oh, well, camo. Shout out to Raza.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, good. Adam, talk to that.
Video. No, I'm not going to talk to that, but I did see that picture of the woke camo. I had to try to find it. So let me see if I can adjust this screen land. There we go. That's a little better.
There you go. Yeah.
So I'm learning this StreamYard tool, but I found a picture and I just wanted to share it out to the live stream folks. That's the woke camo. I like that description.
I'm actually pissed I didn't wear that hoodie today. I think Peter's going to be able to give me some grief for that. I totally.
I mean, I'm sort of annoyed the fact that I got a cool frisbee from you, by the way. I just want to point that out.
You got it, great.
But I don't know why I didn't get the sweatsuit, because I would totally rock that.
We might have tote bags this year at IT Nation.
Why can't I have all the above? I want tote bags and I want the outfit. I will wear that. If you send me that, I will wear it at IT Nation Connect.
All right.
Wow.
I'm telling you, not the whole. To be clear, not the whole time, but I will wear it.
Will you wear it with one of these hats?
I will. I have no. I'll be like, it'll be like NASCAR. All of a sudden, I'm NASCAR.
Like it's brand.
I'm gonna start charging space on me for you to advertise.
There we go. There we go. Awesome. Well, I want to respect everybody's time. And Gene, I really appreciate you for jumping on here. And really congratulations on the PitchIT and what you're doing with Traceless. It's really, really cool. Really innovative. I love where this industry is headed, and specifically ConnectWise, that investment, right? It's really, really awesome. Any closing thoughts, Gene? Anything for future PitchIT people?
Yeah, I'd say just give it a shot. It's like the what is this? It's like you miss all the shots that you don't take, right? So for me, just do it. Get and apply and get out there.
Awesome, Sean. Any closing thoughts?
I think this is a great first session for us, regardless of the inexperience of StreamYard and Gene's, being in prison still with that back white wall drop. No, I would say, thank you for having us. Adam, is awesome that you brought us into your group. I hope that we can provide more more content moving forward to help you all to work with people like Gene, the ConnectWise economy at large. But yeah, pitch it. I mean, make sure you guys, if you even know people, most MSPs know vendors that are trying to do this. Send them the link. Tell them to get on. Tell them don't be a dumbass. Let's just do it.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Gene. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who participated today and share their ideas and even ask questions. Even the ones out there harassing little fans of Sean. He's got a little fan club. And so we definitely look forward to seeing that little outfit at IT Nation, secure, maybe even connect. And so if you happen to ask a question, obviously this is going to be replayed. It's going to be saved into YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and within our communities and so forth. So definitely check it out and ask the question in there. We'll be there. Sean will be checking it out. And go to the link I've posted on this and apply. I'm looking forward to seeing all the innovation coming out this year. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks all.
Thanks all.